Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Today we're gonna do a one brand tutorial using Laura Geller. As you could see, I don't have any makeup on. So we're gonna do it step by step. And we're gonna start off with our eyes. I will be using this palette. This palette was a limited edition, but the products inside, everything that's inside, she has available in her regular line. There is a blush, bronzer, highlighter, and 3 eyeshadows. Okay, we're gonna start with the eyes. And I like to take a cotton round and put some toner on it to remove any excess oils if you have, just to make our eyes clean before we apply makeup. And I like to start with my eyes because if there's any fallout, it's much easier to clean it up and then put a makeup on the clean face. For the eyeshadow base, I don't have anything from Laura Geller, sorry. And I have one from NYX, so that's what I'm going to be using. I like to put concealer with my finger. Okay, now we're going to set it. So to set the eye primer, I like to use the Wet n Wild Brulee and a shader brush, and I like a larger shader brush. Now all those products that I'm gonna use, they're baked. I haven't used it yet, so it's my first time. If it's baked, they're softer. So I hope it's gonna work out. I'm gonna go with the deepest shade and I'm gonna try to put it in my crease. It's deep, but I just wanted to use those 3 shades to see if it would work. Okay, now we're going to do the outer corner. So let's talk a little bit about Laura Geller. This brand exists for a really long time. I didn't try all of her things, but everything I tried, I love. Her blushes are gorgeous. I like her foundation that we're going to be using, you will see. I find that her products are very easy to use, very user-friendly. Okay. And I'm just going to put the shade color, the lid color. And I'm gonna go with the champagne color. There is 2 in here. I'm going to the lighter one. Okay. Now we're gonna highlight our brow bone. And for that, I like to use an angled brush. And I'm actually going to put it in that highlighter. We'll see how it works. I also like to use my micellar water or eye makeup remover my lashes. I'm also going to take a small brush, and instead of using a liner, I'm just gonna go into a dark eyeshadow. Just an old L'Oreal palette, but I line. I use it on my lashes, and I do have to go back a few times. I'm gonna go with a mascara. I don't have a mascara from Laura Geller, so I'm gonna be using CoverGirl Supersizer. I like this one. It's rubber and the bristles are so small. So moving on to the face. I'm going to moisturize my face. Just gonna clean up. Okay, so first thing again, as I said, as I use the toner on my eyelids, I like to do the same thing on my face. Even if your face is clean, we naturally develop oils, and I'm dry, but still, you just want to be clean. Okay, now I'm gonna apply the moisturizer, and I like put it on my face with a finger, but I like to blend it with a brush. I love the cool feeling of a moisturizer, and because our fingers, we have heat coming through our body naturally, I like to put it with a brush. And now the areas where you're more dry, you would just put more cream. So for me, it's my T-zone and around my nose. I like to use this kind of brushes. It's a foundation brush, but in our days, I don't think that people use it for foundation because we have better options now. Okay, now that this is done, we need to wait a few minutes until it absorbs in our skin. And now you could help yourself with the fingers. And I'm using a mirror instead of a fan. Okay. So when you feel like your skin is ready, when it absorbed a bit, we're gonna go in with a face primer. So I have a small size here. This is Laura Geller's one. It's called Speckle Supercharged Fortified Under Makeup Primer, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's been out for a long time, but I've never tried it, so I'm going to try it now. Okay, so it's not transparent, it has some color to it. And it's not tacky, at least on the hand it's not tacky. Let's see how it feels when we apply it. Doesn't smell bad. Barely has any scent. Okay, I need some more. just feels like a little tiny bit tackier than a regular moisturizer. Oh, it feels good. Feels smooth. Okay. So I'm going to do concealer before the foundation, because the foundation that we're going to be using is going to be a pressed powder foundation. This is her Baked Balance and Brighten foundation. Usually we put concealer after foundation, but when you use powders, you want to put any creams before. So we're gonna go with an under eye concealer first. I don't have one from Laura Geller. Okay, so I'm using one from NYX Dark Circle Concealer. It has some peach in it, so I use it as a corrector. It's been discontinued, but I got a lot before they discontinued it. I love it. Okay, so just gonna press it in with a sponge. Yes, I use this one as a corrector, and this one I'm gonna use as a concealer. It's from Marcel. It's their Flawless Concealer. Marcel is a Canadian brand. I don't really like this concealer so much. I'm just finishing it up. It's in the lightest color and it oxidizes. It becomes dark on me. I would not recommend this one, but I'm just using it because I want to use it up. You could see how yellow it is compared to my face. Okay, and I'm gonna be setting it with Marcel setting powder, translucent. It's also from the same brand as the concealer, the Canadian brand. I love this brand. I like almost everything from them, but sometimes every brand has some hits and some misses, like that concealer, but the rest of the things that I tried so far I really liked. Okay, so I'm just gonna set under my eyes. Okay. Now I have a breakout here, so I'm gonna cover it with also by NYX a full coverage concealer. It's called Above and Beyond. I'll just cover everywhere where I have a little breakouts. Okay, now we are ready for the foundation. So again, this is Laura Geller's Bake, Balance and Brighten Foundation in the color Fair. They also have porcelain, but I thought porcelain would be too light for me, but I probably need to try porcelain because I find that this one pulls a bit deep on me, but maybe in the summer it's going to be good. I used a lot, it was domed. And it comes with the brush. It doesn't come with the brush. You could purchase the brush separately, but I find that it applies it perfectly. It's a retractable brush. It says Laura Geller, New York. It goes like that. And that's what it feels like. It works really, really well with this. If you want to use it with any other product, you could regulate the thickness of the brush. Let's say you want to do something else with this, you lift it up and you get a stiffer brush. Okay, so let's apply it. If I need a powder just to run out of the house and I need to do it really fast, I love putting it on. It's fast, it's easy. It's definitely not gonna give you a full coverage that you would get from a good liquid foundation. It's anywhere from light, or if you really build it up, it could give you a medium coverage. You could also use a BB cream under if you want to even out your skin tone. This brush is so soft. Okay, I think it's pretty good. I'm going to do my brows off camera and then we're gonna come back and we'll finish the face. Okay, I did my brows. I used the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in dark brown and I actually finished it now completely many years later. I think I used it every day for 2 to 3 years minimum, and because it wasn't enough already, I used the Anastasia Brow Pomade in soft brown, and I also used the Milani Easy Brow Tinted Fiber Gel to set it. I don't know if it's available anymore. Okay, now we are gonna go in to a bronzer. My brush is pretty large, so I hope, because it's in the palette, that it's not going to get all over the other products. and this one is in the color medium. Yeah, as I told you, that everything that's in here she has available. So this bronzer in medium, I have it in full size, it's right here. It's a beautiful bronzer, but I just wanted to use the palette for this video. But they do have it available, so I feel like I'm getting a lot on the brush, but maybe that's okay. We'll start with what we have. Yeah, I see it. Usually I wouldn't go for medium, I would go for light, but because it's baked, it's such a nice soft formula. Okay, so I think that is it for the bronzer. I could see it. I feel like it gave me some color. You know what I did not do? I didn't do my bottom lashes. I don't usually like to put any shadows underneath. I just find that I get such dark circles that I actually like to brighten up under my eyes. I love when other people do it. I also do it sometimes, but in general I just like to put some mascara and then I brighten under my eyes. And I'm using mascara from MAC, and this is like the sample size that they send you for free, that you could choose a free sample when you check out from MAC. And I just like to brighten under my eyes, so I go in with the Wet n Wild, it's the color icon bronzer and Reserve Your Cabana, but it's definitely not a bronzer. You could see how highlighting it is. Yeah, you can't really see it like that, but on my finger it's pretty visible. They discontinued this, but you could still find it on some websites. It's my second one. I love it. I heard some people comparing to Hourglass, that it's very finely milled. Just like to highlight a bit. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the blush, and the blush is in the color Pink Buttercream, and I have it in the full size as well. It's one of her most famous colors. I don't know if famous is the word for it, but she has some blushes that are more known than the others. Again, it's the very soft colors because it is a baked formula. I really, really like it. Okay, and the other side. And then we're gonna go into the highlighter. Okay, so this is not a very blinding highlighter. She does have other highlighters, I think, that are much more blinding. Yeah, but you could see. Bring some more lights. I like when the highlighter is more subtle. Okay, and the other side. Let's try one more time. I think it's just the way my lighting is, because I could see it in the mirror. I have to work on my lighting a bit better. Okay, and the last, so we're done with this. So it's a nice palette for a quick look. And the last thing that we're going to do is our lips. Okay, so I do have her lip liner. It's Laura Geller Pout Perfection Waterproof Lip Liner in the color Spice. Very nice formula on the liner. And the lipstick is in the color Chocolate Raspberry. And it's magnetic. It's very smooth and it feels very, very nice on the lips. Okay, I don't know if I should leave the lipstick like this. I like it a bit lighter, so I think I'm just gonna put some gloss. Just a bit in the middle. This is not a Laura Geller gloss. Unfortunately, I don't have any. This is from NYX. It's their Mega Shine lip glosses. You could see it's very old and beat up and the cover is broken, but I love it. It's in the color Beige Pearl. I don't know if it's available anymore, but this is the finished look. I think came out pretty nice. Let me know if you ever tried Laura Geller, if there's anything you like from that brand. Thank you so much for spending the time with me, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.